Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we are going to be doing our fourth and final uh, spell in the whimsical, wintry Wonderland Christmas extravaganza. That is Simulacrum.
It's on. I feel like this is your Christmas gift to me because I didn't read this spell many times in my life, and reading it for this review, I was like, "Oh, this is a good one." I can't believe I didn't know the spell existed until our level 7 spell review video, and I was like, "What? This spell does what words?"
Spoiler alert. Oh, wait. Will they have seen level 7 spells by now?
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I guess we'll find out.
Well, they knew it was coming. We're doing them all. So,
Oh, I mean, not spoiler that the video
oh,
exists. I mean, spoiler that this is on it.
fair, fair. My
But
apologies if you
whatever.
haven't seen it.
Um, yes, Simulacrum. Now,
Yes.
I caught you off guard with that one on that video. Um, having read deeper into it, is there anything you need to correct? Were we right in like the enormity of the spell? Like,
Well, let's read it, shall we?
okay, yeah.
This got a 7th level illusion spell with a 12-hour cast time that's only for wizards, because of course it is. It's got a range of touch. It requires verbal, somatic, and material components, and those material components are snow or ice in quantity sufficient to make a life-size copy of the duplicated creature, which that's already spooky words. Some hair, fingernail clippings, or other piece of the creature's body placed inside the snow or ice, and a powdered ruby worth 1,500 gold pieces sprinkled over the duplicate and consumed by the spell. And it lasts until dispelled. Oh, baby. You shape an illusory duplicate of one beast or humanoid that is within range for the entire casting time of the spell. The duplicate is a creature, partially real and formed from ice and snow, and it can take actions and otherwise be effective as a normal creature. It appears to be the same as the original, but it has half the creature's hit point maximum and is formed without any equipment. Otherwise, the illusion uses all the statistics of the creature it duplicates, except that it is a construct. The simulacrum is friendly to you and creatures you designate. It obeys your spoken commands, moves and acts in accordance to your wishes, acting on your turn in combat. The simulacrum lacks the ability to learn or become more powerful, so it never increases our levels, nor can it regain expended spell slots. If the simulacrum is damaged, you can repair it in an alchemical laboratory using rare herbs and minerals with 100 gold per hit point it regains. The simulacrum lasts until it drops to 0 HP, at which point the snow melts instantly. If you cast this again, any active duplicates are instantly destroyed. So some small amendments whenever I was blazing through it for our spell top 7 wizard spells. I was like, this seems cracked. It still is.
Yeah.
They put some constraints around it that I think make it really interesting. The first one of those is it can't regain spell slots, which
Right.
means this is a very expensive way to duplicate your spell list. Not that expensive. It's a fairly expensive way to duplicate your spells, right? And have 2 spell rosters up for a single day, which is cracked. That's bananas. Even not being able to regain those spell slots back, you can just be like, okay, melt it down and making a new one, and then just do it again. This is the kind of thing where like we're going into a big bad and be like, great, all my out of combat spells are on the simulacrum. Let's do this. And you get crazy good things. You have this simulacrum cast haste on somebody and hide outside while the big fight goes and happens. Or more realistically, cast like some other giant 6th level or 7th level concentration effect. The other interesting part about it, I think, is these things are really expensive to repair. And I did the math on the hit points of it. They're probably sitting at so if you're a wizard at 13th level and you get this, your hit points are on average around 45 because it's 12d6 plus 6. And that's not a robust amount of hit points because then you have it and it's like 27, 27, 28. And that's not a lot of hit points to have on a creature, which means these things are frail. That is, unless you pick the 150 hit point barbarian, in which case you have a 75 hit point barbarian, which is like a bus, which is really good if you can do that. At the same time, any of the I don't think you're ever repairing this, right? Like you're never spending gold on hit points. You're just making a new one at that point, right? Because you would have to get 15 hit points back. You're spending 1,500 gold, so it doesn't seem like you'd ever.
That's what the ruby costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not repairing these things ever. You're only ever making new ones, and that's pretty bonkers. Like I'm failing to see how this isn't cracked in half.
Now, all right. We're gonna have to get to this eventually. Can your simulacrum make a simulacrum?
Yes. You are not your simulacrum, right?
All right.
It can make simulacrums of you. Like,
Yes.
I will consult Twitter because Jeremy Crawford talks about these things. But like, rules is written. It looks like the answer to that question is yes. And according to skullsplitterdice.com, the first result is yes. Your simulacrum can make simulacrums. Now, if you're DMing for this, I would say no, because that becomes a very big problem very fast. The moment you start being like, I'm going to go bald, pulling out all these hairs, making this army of me, you're looking at like, just with 13th level characters, you're looking at however many divided by 1500 gold pieces that you have creatures of simulacrums, right? That have 7th level spell slots and do all the other things that you want them to do, right? And like, if they're using the 7th level spell slot to cast simulacrum, oh no, they only have 1 6 1 5 2 4 3 3 2 4 or 3 2s and 4 first level spell slots to use. Whatever shall I do, right? You're still getting this gigantic bucket of extra magic to use however you'd like. That seems ridiculously good. And that's just if you want to put it on spellcaster. Stick this on the rogue and you just gonna have an army of things sneak attacking and scaling stuff. That seems pretty silly. Like, this spell seems wildly unfair if you let simulacrums make simulacrums. So I would advise to all the DMs out there wondering when they got the player being like, can my simulacrum make a simulacrum? No. Say no. If they get a month of downtime, say no.
But I looked it up and no.
Nope. Because I think rules is written they can. Say no.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the super busted part. But even without that, it's still up there. I mean, no,
It's
with
outrageous.
simulacrum casting simulacrums, that's I don't know, is that bigger than Wish?
It's big. It's really big. Like, like consider this. What you could do is to be like, oh, we got 2 days of downtime. Great. Okay. How large is our gold vault, guys? Do you care if that's gone when we get back? No, because we're gonna go kill a large ancient red dragon over the next few months. Great, that's fine. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cast simulacrum. I'm gonna make a simulacrum, and its only job is to make simulacrums until they duplicate themselves to eviscerate our entire gold vault. That's all my simulacrum's gonna do while we go adventure. We come back at 15th level, and you're just sitting on 12 level 13 characters or 24 level 13 characters that are just waiting for you, just chilling, like, what's up, boss? We did what you said. We emptied the vault, and now there's 12 of us. Like, that's not fair.
Well, I
There's 12
mean,
of them.
when you do that, then you're just roaming the countryside, destroying more red dragons with ease. And
Well, I mean, if it gets a single breath weapon off, they all instantly die because they have,
yeah,
30 hit points or less, which is not a lot. Still, they don't have to go fight dragons, and there are ways to mitigate that problem. That makes the spell like, if you're doing the simulacrums making simulacrums thing, it's fun to fantasize at the high end. Why not? Think of it like this: what if you just had as many concentration slots as you want times 1500 gold? That seems pretty
yeah,
good. That seems pretty bananas, right? Like, to be like, oh yeah, I'll take 15, or again, gold vault divided by 1500 number of conjure minor elementals at a 7th level. Okay, this seems okay. That's quite a few methods. Like, oh, okay. Just be like, I give you all the command. Give me control of the methods. The methods go, oh, all right, boss, and then they follow you around for an hour. You have an army of little critins to go destroy the world, and then the simulacrums never get in danger, right? So this lets you play the game on a completely different axis. This also can just say, I don't want to play with my friends anymore. I just want to have a solo campaign, because you can just clone them all, and then because you make enough simulacrums that you can keep making your own simulacrums, but they can make simulacrums of the party, and then you just run around with duplicate parties and do your own thing and play your own adventure because you're a wizard, and you can do that apparently.
all right, all right. Simulacrums making simulacrums. Let's stop
Okay,
with that.
okay, okay.
Let's
We'll
get
bring it
back
back
to
one simulacrum.
yes.
Okay.
What else
What
we
do you
got
want to do
there?
with it?
I mean, I want to make more simulacrums, but no.
But I said no. I'm your DM,
Yes.
not today. Do something else with it.
The obvious choice is, make a clone of myself or another spellcaster, and you've got instantly twice as many spells at your disposal. I think that's a pretty good trade-off for 1500 gold, especially if you're going into a big fight or something. But yeah, the rogue, the barbarian, or I mean, if you just need a very short-term damage dealer, the barbarian, I guess, because you're just sending him into the front lines.
I mean,
Do
like,
what you can, buddy. And
it'll have resistance to most damage types. If it's a totem bear barbarian, it'll have resistance to all damage types. That's pretty good when it's raging. So like it, and again, the barbarian's going to be sitting on a decent pool of hit points with this tier. So that's not nothing. Like an extra 80
I mean,
worth
I'm
of
not
resistance
saying
hit points is
he's
pretty
only going to get
solid.
one turn, but but like you said, you're never healing him, so he is an extremely temporary resource. Uh, Rogue, no, he could last a little while longer.
Rogue seems busted to me. That seems good.
Probably not a healer cleric. I mean, healing is available enough.
But would you not also like to have that in addition to a cleric's spiritual weapon and or conjuration
Spiritual
magic and
weapon
or all the
and
other full caster things? Like that still seems
concentration.
really good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what? All right, we're even talking about just player. What was there a size limit on that? You need just enough snow.
It does
Like,
say yes, you have to have enough snow, but you can clone enormous beasts if you wanted
right,
to for some reason.
T-Rex.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. Just a giant frosty ice T-Rex. Like that's definitely like, oh, we're nowhere close to how good the spell could be if you were doing that with it. This is a super fair way to play it. But like, yeah, why not have a giant ape buddy ride around on made of ice? You can build your own Yeti. That's so cool. It's not good, but it's cool. I mean, it's when I say it's not good, it's so powerful. You're still riding around on your own giant ape that just beats the shit out of things. But like,
Or flying creature.
yeah, why not get it? Well, it has to be a beast. So you have to have like a
Wait, really?
pterodactyl or something. It says beast or humanoid.
Oh, all right.
Those are the conditions for it. When I read that, I was like, why beast? Why is that on this list? But
maybe so you can't make beholders or something.
sure, but then it could have just said humanoid. I don't know. I think,
But I mean, it wanted to give you the option to make rhinoceroses.
yeah, sure, I guess, but not beholders. But yes, your party members. Like, okay.
I think beholder is a significant step up from a rhinoceros.
I think it's a significant step from a rhinoceros, and not a kind of like a sidestep from a party member is where I think a beholder lands.
Yeah.
Like this spell definitely is one of those spells where I'm like, I'm giddy thinking about how busted this is. I can't imagine it's a bear to play with at the table. Like this has got to be wildly busted, right?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you do. If you're making another spellcaster, then yeah, it's going to be a big headache. Like, I don't know, an extra rogue, still kind of busted, but at least it's not too much more to too much more to keep track of. Not like
True.
the gazillion methods and just another spellcaster with a barrage of spells that do
so many things.
Yeah.
Like
Forgetting words.
If you're running a big bad lich, 1,000,000% they have to have Simulacrum. Just because they have a Simulacrum that's entire purpose is counterspell, right? Like that's just what they do. Like, why not have a gigantic wall of counterspells? Just 6 down and be like, all the Simulacrum does is say no one else casts magic with me. Seems good. That's a pretty tame use. I'm getting sidetracked. I think in like the rogue case that you brought up, like fair. I mean, obviously it's not fair. It's still absurd. It's summoning an extra party member.
It's like the bottom. That's the floor of Simulacrum.
Yeah, the floor of Simulacrum I think is like making a horse. Like,
all right. Well, the floor of what anyone's going to do with Simulacrum.
Yes. I think that like, I don't know. So here's a weird question: how do you, the rogue, feel about having your wizard clone you? Like,
I'm fine with it.
I'm just wondering, like, well, like I'm wondering what the dynamic ends up feeling like. To be like, oh hey, there's another one of me. Do I feel like an utter badass? Do I feel competitive?
Is it you, or is it like this snow beast that vaguely resembles you?
It's more than vaguely. It appears as the same. It appears identical. So like, I don't know. I think there's some cute party roleplay dynamics to be had there. I think there's going to be a little weird jealousy. I also definitely think you might run into the problem in games that are loosey-goosey with it, and we're like, wow, this is so cracked, we can make this a little bit worse. Make them jealous. Make the clones be like, I crave life, father. Why can't I be the original? Maybe I am the original. Get some existentialism in there. Maybe get like, the clones losing their mind thinking I have all the memories of the rogue. I am the rogue. What's happening? I'm not the simulacrum. He's the simulacrum. And then you get in a cool little death fight. You probably shouldn't do that because spell says it doesn't do that, but
yeah. Oh wait, no. You know what? The floor of this is you make Olaf.
That's listen, that's so cute though. You get a little frozen friend in there with a carrot nose. What's not to love about that? This spell seems like it's endlessly applicable. It's gross on paladins. Like, who doesn't want a bunch of free extra smites with ridiculously high AC? Like, that seems baller. Granted, okay, I guess this is a limiting factor for your paladins. They're expensive because you have to buy the new plate mail every time. I guess you only need one extra spare set of plate mail. But still, because you have to
You're only having one at a time.
Yeah, you can't double up on the equipment. So like the rogue with the magic items, the fighter with the magic items.
If you're spending 1,500 gold willy nilly to cast this spell, you can have another set of plate mail lying around.
Sure, magic items I think are going to be the one thing that's like, oh, we can't get more of this artifact, or we can't get more of these, flame tongues, whatever that we stumbled across. Those are going to be like the more like, oh, this is still what I'm defined as. I'm not. This is just me without the magic items, and that's probably.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, still correct, but
you're here for what you can do for the party, and you're expendable.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Very expendable. Anna, this seems gross. Like yucky good.
I wonder though, with the paladins and clerics like that, yeah, they're clones. Like, will your gods? Will your friend's god grant them power? I mean, I guess rules is written, yes, but I mean they have the abilities.
Yeah, I love, again, I think there's some roleplay opportunity to make this spell very, very fun. I think there's gonna be that exact kind of question that has to be like, why did God like comes down to speak to the two clerics and it's just like, why do I hear two of you? And they're both like, no reason, don't worry about it. And I think that could be very fun, right? Do this with warlocks, that seems hilarious. Just to be like, I only made a bargain with one of you. How are you getting twice my power? And it's just like, he did it and just points at the wizard, right? Like, that seems like opportunities for some really fun roleplay stuff. If we're gonna have buster spells make them like Simulacrum, this is a super fun idea. I'd probably undercost it. This probably should be an 8th level spell at least. This spell's bananas good. Like, I would have put this at 9th level if I would have like read this one, like guessed the spell level. I'd be like, oh, that's absurd. It's 9th level. No, it's 7th. This is ridiculous. You can get this level 13. If you get access to it, try it out. I think maybe you do the Simulacrum making Simulacrum things like once, and the DM goes, "You had your fun. The Scrooge McDuck Duck Vault is empty. We're not gonna do this anymore." And then you move forward and just use it fairly and still find out it's like not even remotely fair. This is a 5 out of 5. This spell's gross. This is disgusting.
5 out of 5.
So
definitely.
good.
All right. Well, commenters, let us know. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface, I'm sure. Yeah, let us know how you've used this. What we didn't even bring up that we should have. There's I feel like there's a lot more to unpack with this one. Let us know. All right, that was Simulacrum. Thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time. Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it. A gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description where you'll find my Caverns Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.